Weekend forecast, and I'm JB.
This is All About Home Construction, and here's your hosts, Terry Cannell-Beck and Randy Blake.
That's right. Good morning, Randy. Happy Saturday, my friend.
Happy Saturday to you. It seems to be a pretty Saturday.
It's going to be a beautiful Saturday. I like this kind of week. It's beautiful weather. So, yeah. Anyway, All About Home Construction here on WATA and on the podcast, All About Home Construction. So we appreciate you guys listening there. And, yeah, it's just, I love that. It's fall finally, Randy, I think.
You know what? It's next week.
What's next week?
Squirrel season.
Squirrel season.
And it always frosts for squirrel season.
So you think it's going to frost this week is what you're saying?
Yeah, sometime. I hope. Because I want to go squirrel hunting.
Do they taste better? Is it like collard greens that like once they get the first frost, they taste better?
No, it's because they got bugs.
Oh, gotcha.
I never would hunt in warm weather because they, everybody called them a wolf.
Yeah.
And because everybody go, oh, they got that worm on them. When it frosts, it kills the worm.
Oh.
And that's actually not a wolf. It's actually a botfly larvae.
I just don't eat squirrel. Problem solved.
And you're from Virginia? What the hell?
Hey, look, I didn't say I haven't had it. I was saying I don't eat it.
A little tough, but it's chewy, but it's good.
Yeah, I guess, I'm not knocking it, man. You go right at it.
I got a young man's going, Papaw, we got to go hunting.
Take him squirrel hunting.
Yep.
After the first frost, though.
Yep. I always didn't go squirrel hunting until it frosts because I couldn't see any use shooting one if it didn't frost.
Yeah, it's good to know.
And the woods might be a little tough to get in because, when we went last year after the hurricane, and they was my favorite spot, and I couldn't even get to.
That's going to be fun traveling around through that this year, I'm sure. Because, everything grew back up over the spring and the summer. And so I think once these leaves start to die and everything dies back down, we're going to be reminded of just the mess it's left.
Maybe we'll have a wet winter so we don't have a fire problem.
Well, it depends on which almanac you read, but the almanac's saying nasty winter.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And what is it, the persimmons? Everyone's getting spoons. What was the other tale I heard the other day? I don't know. There was another one. I can't remember now.
I knew when I was a kid hunting, I knew wherever a persimmon tree was around the area.
Yeah.
And that's, I never took any water or anything because, persimmons is pretty
right.
moist.
Yep.
Or when I was fishing, I knew every spring, where I could stop and get water.
Yep.
And, well, that's a long time ago, far away.
There's not persimmon trees like there used to be, though.
No, there's not. I hadn't seen a persimmon tree in a long time.
Nope.
I know where one pawpaw tree is, but
Yeah.
I can't hunt on that property.
That's another tree you don't see much of anymore.
I don't. Most people don't know what a pawpaw tree is.
It's a tree that gives you fruit.
Correct, but they don't. How many times people goes, "What's a pawpaw?"
Yeah, it's not a common thing like it used to be at all.
No, if it wouldn't been for my daddy, I wouldn't have knew what a pawpaw tree was. I'd look at it and go, I wouldn't want to try that.
I don't know that I could identify a tree itself without the pawpaws on them. I mean, I've seen them, but
it's got a weird leaf.
Yeah,
big leaf.
But yeah, I've ate them before.
I watched something the other day from an old man on YouTube, and he was taking shagbark hickory bark and cleaning it real good and boiling it and making syrup out of it.
Making the syrup. I saw that. I'm probably the same one. And he said you could tap walnut trees.
Yep.
And make a walnut syrup, and I never knew that.
Walnut syrup is $300 a gallon.
Because it's that much harder to get than maple?
Yeah. And also, this sounds a little weird, but my brother one time tapped a hickory tree and made syrup out of it, and it's pretty good.
Syrup. I mean, I guess all of it would be sweet.
Yeah, if you boil it down.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, there you go.
Beech, but you don't see any beech trees anymore either.
No, that's true. I hadn't thought about that either. Lots of trees all gone. Just disappeared.
Well, timber
going the way with the
had
chestnut.
A lot to do with it.
Going the way with Randy's chestnut trees.
No, my chestnut trees are doing good.
Good.
Matter of fact, I found 2 places that I can put them that I know that the property is not going to be sold. So if they take care of them, they can grow up.
Sweet. Good for you, man.
Well, that's how many years we've been talking about that on the radio?
Since we started the show.
And this weekend in Asheville, it's probably already started. They're selling chestnut seedlings today.
Sweet.
Till they sell out. 3 years ago, when the auction, or not the auction, come up on email, you could buy them.
Yep.
In 20 minutes, all the trees were gone.
That many people want them.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I'll never live long enough to see a big one.
Right.
But maybe I'll live long enough to watch them bear fruit.
That'd be cool.
So.
Nice.
I doubt we ever see hogs running in the woods anymore.
No.
Like my daddy used to talk about.
No, but it'd be cool. So, anyway, all about home construction in WATA. Hey, Randy, for those people who are waking up on a Saturday morning here in Boone and they're hungry, this is the morning that we can take care of them.
Yep, BFW's got breakfast. The Scots are there. They have a new addition to the team.
Nice.
And so you got the Scots and the Italian.
Who's wearing the kilt too?
I don't know if Italians have kilts. They're not kilts, and they're listening to Rasta music today.
Oh.
So, I've done called them and talked to them. Asked them what the theme was.
Sweet.
I don't know what kind of gravy Rasta people make, but
I don't know. Caribbean gravy?
Couldn't tell you.
Just
go ask them and see if they got Caribbean gravy.
I would imagine. There's bound to be a Caribbean. I like Caribbean food, though. I like Jamaican food. I don't know. Never had Jamaican breakfast, though. But, gotta like it. Anyway, yeah, go on by there and tell them hello and get you a nice breakfast. They'll be there for a couple hours. And, traffic's not bad in Boone right now. So
no, it's not.
It
was actually calm coming in.
Yep.
And you know what? You spoke 2 lines. Great Caribbean gravy is a jerk gravy.
Okay, that would totally make sense.
And you can make it sweet or hot for pork or chicken.
Ooh.
So there you go. How's that? No pineapple juice, no bacon, no browning sauce, low spice tolerance.
Well,
go Rastaman.
Hey, Rastafari. I'm not a Rastafari, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I like a little Bob Marley. I like a little Toots and the Maytals.
I do too.
I saw Toots and the Maytals, who is the guy who coined the term reggae from a song. Do the reggae. I saw him 3 or 4 times. I got on stage with him once.
Wow.
In Charleston. So back in the day.
Party animal.
2001. No, 2000. I guess that had been 2000. Somewhere there. 2000, 2001. One of the coolest concerts I've ever been to, actually. Anyway, enough about that. Let's I'll tell you what. Let's take our first break, and then that way we can come right back into all about home construction, because I actually got a listener question for you, and then we can jump in our topic.
All right.
Thanks for listening. That's right. All about home construction here on WATA. Thanks for listening to us, and happy Saturday morning. Again, don't forget, go to the VFW, get you a nice old-fashioned breakfast. I'm assuming it's an old-fashioned breakfast. I mean, they may be playing some Rasta music, but the breakfast is old-fashioned.
Yep.
So there you go. Get on over there.
Well, we disagree on the gravy. I'm a brown gravy man.
Well, I mean, all gravy's okay, but white gravy's better, and we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, all right. Before we get into the into our big topic today, there, Randy, I do have a question for you, and that that had came up that I got this week, and that was ductwork. You know, the metal ductwork has the tape around it. Well, apparently, this guy had asbestos tape, or that's what he was told, and so trying to go back and look at it. But I guess the question is, can a homeowner remove asbestos themselves, or do you really need to get someone to come in and remove it? Because it's not a cheap process.
No. Matter of fact, if it's the true asbestos around the water lines or heat lines, no, you cannot legally do it.
Okay.
To give you an idea, I was told that before they tore the high school down, they had to remove the asbestos out of it, and it's $1 million to rebuild it or remove it.
Okay.
See, now asbestos, me as a contractor or you as a homeowner are allowed to take asbestos tiles off the floor. Remember the old 12 by 12 tiles?
Yep.
That's an asbestos-based tile. The glue is an asbestos base. The old ceiling tiles are asbestos, have asbestos in them.
Yep.
And the concrete siding that we used to have on these old houses has asbestos. Now, you can remove all that legally, but what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to double bag it before you put it in a dumpster site.
Gotcha.
And but the pipe asbestos, no, because that is the asbestos that flows in the air. Now, if you have it in your house, then you got to leave it. You don't want to contaminate your house. But what we've done in the past is we have taken a airless sprayer and sprayed urethane on it to seal it.
I hadn't thought about that.
And you can do it with a paintbrush. You just got to do your joints first, because, see, there's a joint on it with tape on it, and seal it up. But do not pull that tape off, because it will fall.
Okay. Well, that's what I was curious. I was like, I think I didn't think about that being different, but yeah, I was like, a homeowner can remove asbestos, but what precautions besides the respirator do you need to take?
Well, under the federal law, if you want to remove that yourself, you have to have an air system that runs all the way to the outside.
What about the tiles and things like that? No,
just what I would recommend is taking and dampening the floor, and that's it.
Okay.
Same thing with the asbestos siding. Mm-hmm. We've removed a lot of it on drizzly days. Like this morning when you woke up, the fog, that's a good time to remove it because it's got moisture on it. Yeah. And, a lot of you wouldn't believe how many houses are in the area that have vinyl siding on it because they never had to remove it.
Right. Sure.
They just put the fan board over top of it, and it held it in place, and then you can put your nails through it.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that's what I was wondering. It's asbestos is a pretty nasty stuff. But again, I think the one piece of mind for asbestos in general is that it's not like lead in the terms of like you touch it and you get sick. Like it's airborne, so as long as it's not being disturbed, you're fine. I think that's the one good thing.
When we had the lead class, which really blowed my mind, is that they say lead, if you'll sand it in your house, it'll stay airborne for 2 hours.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long.
And I'm going, lead is a heavy product.
Yeah, you would think.
But if you want to get into removing lead paint stuff, they even, like when we took the class, we're required to wear suits, respirator, and have a HEPA vacuum cleaner there. And tape all the doors, windows, everything up so it can't permeate into the rest of the house. And so what I recommend to people, see, up to about 84 was when the last lead paint got gone.
Even though they stopped making it prior to that.
Yes. They figured it took 4 years to clean. That's how old paint is.
Right.
Some of the paint sitting on the shelf. So what I recommend is if you can handle your trim, prime it, and paint it, and forget about it. Mm-hmm. Okay? If you want to remove it, then put you a fan in. You as a homeowner,
right?
Put you a fan in the window, spray it, take a utility knife, cut down the sides of it, and just take it off calmly.
Right.
All right, without trying to keep you a vacuum cleaner there. The reason you really don't want to use a regular vacuum cleaner is because the filter will allow the particles that are so fine to come through.
Right.
So what we have done in the past is take a big shop vac we have on a hose, and somebody holds it, and then we take the other hose with the outlet in the vacuum cleaner and we run it out the window.
Right. So you're sucking it straight out.
Straight out of the house instead of letting it blow back in.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, that's a cheap fix.
Sure.
I don't know how many brake linings I've changed in my life. Mm-hmm. Drum brakes and stuff, right. And that was asbestos.
Asbestos, yeah. Well, I mean, for the longest time, we just didn't know it. It was that bad for us. I mean, asbestos has been used for a couple hundred years now, and it's because it didn't burn.
Yeah, correct.
It's fireproof. And, that's a great thing, especially when 200 years ago, 150 years ago, when you used wood heat and all sort, coal and stuff. It's like, oh wait, if I have something that doesn't burn, that's a good thing. So that's why you see them like even in stoves and things like that, because it doesn't burn. It's a good thing.
Well, this is going to blow your mind. If you mess with asbestos, it can float. The particles, microparticles, can float in the air for 48 to 72 hours.
Okay.
So that's a long time.
And that's why when you're doing the big removals, like you were talking about, where you have to have the vents outside, or the filters or fans rather. That's the word I'm looking for. Fans that run out to air and
no,
big
they run
tents and things like that.
Well, they run into a unit that will not allow the asbestos particles to leave. Yeah. A small HEPA vacuum cleaner when we took the class for lead was like $500. Mm-hmm. All right, and the filter was like $250.
Right.
But what they do on asbestos removal commercially is they build a tent.
Yes.
And it's several walled tent.
Yeah. It looks like something you'd see on a movie for like some kind of weird disease outbreak or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it really does.
Because you have to shower with your suit on, your boots on, and your mask on. Then you come to a room and take your stuff off. And then you can go to another room and put your regular clothes on. Then you can get out. Yeah, no, it really is a bunch of tents and stuff, big plastic rooms, and it did. When I saw it, it looked like some sci-fi movie. Some weird plague going on inside. They're just removing asbestos, and but those suits, they're like the plastic suits and respirators and stuff. Yep.
Like, I bet it's hot to work in that.
Well,
I mean, you can't. You ever put on a rain jacket? I mean, rain jackets alone burn you up. So
there is no ventilation in these suits.
No, I could not. I would hate to work all day in that, especially in the summer. But I don't think it matters what time of year it is, because you're inside and you're going to be working. You're going to be hot. But anyway, all right. Well, that's good to know. We'll hopefully pass that information along. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's get into the rest of the topic this morning. What do you think?
Oh, that sounds like a winter.
So again, it's fall. It's we're not far from cold weather. Lots of people, here in the high country, moving away, going back to Florida or parts south to get out of the mountains and away from the cooler weather this winter. So lots of people looking to kind of winterize their home.
Yep.
Well, there's lots of thought into this. So different schools of thought when it comes to winterizing a home. Some say shut it all down completely. Some say no, don't. So what are some tips here? What's good for the house?
Well, with my experience over the years, the house, we recommend their homeowners keep their temperature at about 50 degrees.
Right.
Keeps their house stable. Okay. We have one homeowner that we winterized their house, totally turned the heat off, cut the water off, drain the lines, put antifreeze in, and that house creaks and pops the whole time. When you go back into springtime,
right?
Because everything shrunk up, or sometimes there could be excess moisture in the house, so it has the opposite effect. Mm-hmm. With the temperature at 50 degrees, it maintains a steady temperature of the house, and it still has the house under positive pressure to keep the moisture from creeping back in when the furnace comes on. And 50 is not bad, because there's a lot of days that the temperature will be up to 60 degrees and it won't run at all. Mm-hmm. And
well, that's the thing is you're trying to maintain that consistency.
Correct.
And that's the number one thing for anything, because a house is made out of wood. Wood, we all know, is a sponge. It
comes and goes.
Yeah, wood wants to have water in it. That's how it lives, and so those fibers will still attract water and suck it up if they can. And so if you can keep that, I think the humidity is worse than the temperature, but like you're saying, that it kind of goes hand in hand. And I hadn't thought about the positive pressure part of that, where that's helping push that moisture, keep it from coming in, I guess.
Well, modern technology, since we started using house wrap,
Yeah.
that stops a lot of moisture coming in. But then you have the problem of, is your caulking in good shape around your windows and doors?
Right.
Because it will allow it. And, I've been in homes where we remodeled them, and, everybody stuffs insulation around the windows and doors.
Yep.
And a lot of times they leave a 2-inch space in there. They just make it look like it's insulated,
Right,
okay?
right.
And then you got the door. And a lot of times that cold air can come past your door into the jamb, and see, that allows cold air and condensation to come in the house.
Right.
That's one of the reasons we switched to window foam in '98.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we know that the whole cavity
It's
was
completely sealed. Yeah.
So even if your caulking breaks, at least you got or cracks, you got something there to slow it down from coming in.
Good. Yep.
You can't use closed cell. You have to use open cell.
Right.
But water can travel through open cell, but it'll come through slower than it will the regular bad insulation.
Right. Well, okay, so you're keeping your house temperature there. So what about the water? Do you turn it off? Do you not turn it off?
We still turn it off,
Yeah.
okay, and drain the system down and put antifreeze in the toilets and the traps and stuff. Because think about it. If Elaine would have hit last year in the middle of winter,
Right.
or the straight line wind that time would have hit,
Yeah.
then your pipes would have frozen, busted when the heat went off.
Well, that's my
Or
thing.
your electricity went off.
How many times? I can remember. Gosh, this was probably 2005 or 8. Going into up in Banner Elk, did a floor one time where it had frozen. The pipes had frozen. The house had. I don't know the whole details of why the power went off or the heat went off. But anyway, the house froze. Pipes burst in the middle of winter, January. And they showed a picture. It looked like there was an ice waterfall coming down the stairs.
Wow.
And it was like something like you'd see on a National Geographic waterfall, but it's in the house.
That was probably 2008 or 9.
Yeah, it was around that time.
Because I was working on bidding on that big house, and me and the insurance adjuster got in an argument over the amount of water in the house.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy. So there's always that, and you still, but again, especially when I was doing a lot of floors, I'd always hear about leaks and stuff where pipes burst in the wintertime, and they didn't know it, and they came back, with or someone's checking on the house, found it, kind of thing. So I'm with you on that. Turn the water off.
Well, when that house I was just talking about, and me and the insurance adjuster got in an argument over it, and he come back and called me and apologized a year later. And because I said, there's been between 135 and 145,000 gallons of water in this house. He said, once a water line breaks, the water flow stops. I said, it's not a breakage, it's a crack.
Yeah.
So now it's become a sprayer. There was 18 different cracks in that house.
Ooh.
In the plumbing.
Ooh.
And so what happened is it put so much water in the house that the hardwood floors expanded so far that they crushed their fibers.
Mm-hmm.
So when it dried out, it just squeaked. Because the crushed fibers do not come back.
Yeah. I've seen them where the worst that I've seen on the floor was it was warped and so much it had so much water that expanded that. It was a great room, and when I pulled up those boards, it was sticking up over my ankle. It was 4 or 5 inch boards, so it's 6 inches, like the hump where it's all pushed up, tinted up. Was 6 inches
that's
tall.
that was the weakest nailing point in the whole room.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, I'd never seen one like that bad. I've seen some bad ones, but that was probably the worst.
That's the worst one I ever seen.
Yeah, and they had a baby grand piano there too, and it was big timber frame style, and so we're trying to figure out we can't get this piano out of the room, so we ended up hanging it from those beams just enough off the ground we could sand it,
All right.
And at night we'd put it back down on the ground, and it was that was an interesting job.
Did the piano come back to life?
Oh, I don't know. We weren't the piano people. we didn't mess with it other than hanging it. I always wondered how bad that piano got damaged just from the water in the room. But
well, I had a friend of mine that was a concert pianist.
Nice.
And his house had leaks in it, but his house was built in the 1800s.
That's cool.
And he's going, Randy, you got to fix my roof, man. It's running my piano.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this piano, I'm sure. Woo.
So, the same house I was telling you earlier about the silicone, when I learned about silicone.
Yeah.
So...
Well, okay, so you shut off the water, you drain it. Now, I have heard people say that it's not good for the pipes to sit empty.
It ain't going to hurt. It's not going to be that long.
That's sort of what I was wondering. So,
I think you have more of trouble with acidic water eating your water lines up than you do. Because like I told you earlier, a good plumber, his lines will drain back to a certain location.
Right.
You know, the old plumbers, they just run the water.
Right.
But most of them are run pretty level, you know. And my biggest thing is you learn from experience.
So when you're draining these water lines, do you think most people forget about the hot water heater?
You have to drain them. You have to drain them down. And we always leave the pressure valve open, but we don't use the valve open at the bottom. And the reason I don't leave the valve open on the bottom is because of mice.
Okay. Yeah.
But we will unhook the dishwasher because even though you drain the water down, the solenoid will hold just a little bit of water. And like I said, you learn from your mistakes. Yeah. And then when that solenoid freezes, it busts. So when you turn your water on the spring, now you got water rushing in.
And you may not even see it. It may be a little bit pinhole.
Correct. And then another one is your ice machine.
Ice maker, yeah.
Unhooking it so it can... and do it in enough time. Like if you know you're leaving in early November, go ahead and do it then that way. If there's any water and anything, it can try to evaporate its way out.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is you can take your little electric compressor, like a battery-powered compressor you pump your car tires up with, and start blowing stuff back. Another one, now one thing we'll do, let's get back to the dishwasher. Is we will put antifreeze in it, and then we'll try to run it just like the washing machine. All right,
just running one quick cycle.
Yeah, just so it gets in the pump and everything. Just because you pour it in, don't mean it goes all the way into the pump.
Right. All right. And when you say antifreeze, you're talking like the RV antifreeze.
Correct, the red antifreeze, not the regular, because the regular antifreeze will destroy your septic tank.
Right. Good to know.
And on a average house, about 6 gallons.
Okay.
We'll take care of it.
And now do you pour it in the sinks to get it in the traps too?
Every trap, yeah. And you want to pour enough to evacuate the traps.
Yeah. Makes sense. Which is several cupfuls. I mean, could be. Depends on the...
Well, we want to make sure that we evacuate it. And another thing, now here you go. It runs anywhere from $2.35 a gallon to $3.98 a gallon, okay? And, you know, being we're here in the high country, it goes out pretty fast, all right? And but one thing, you want to put enough antifreeze in it, like your toilets and your traps you talked about, was run the water all the way out, and because it will evaporate over the wintertime too, but it won't allow the sewer gas to come in your house. It won't evaporate all the way out.
Right. It's not going to completely, So, what about the outdoor faucets? I mean, I know you're draining them. Is that enough?
We open them up.
Okay.
We open them up, and then we close them off so nothing can get in them.
Gotcha.
All right.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back right after this. That's right. All about home construction here on WATA. Thanks for listening to us. Don't forget the VFW breakfast going on right now over at the VFW. A little Rasta breakfast this morning. I mean, the breakfast is not. The Rasta is the music, but a little Rasta music going on for the VFW breakfast.
Yeah, that's a lot for the Scots, but must be the Italians coming in.
The Italians coming in with the Rastafari.
And the meal this month is pizza and pasta.
Yummy. When's that going to be?
Be the third Saturday.
Third Saturday of the month, and
the rough weekend.
Nice. Nice.
Woolly Worm.
Woolly Worm. So that is the 18th. Woolly Worm, Valley Country Fair, App State Homecoming, and VFW Pizza.
So if you feel like you don't have a place to go join them.
That's actually not a bad idea because, it's Saturday night. We want to get out and do something, but I don't want to deal with those three crowds. And so, head out to the VFW and deal with that crowd. It'll be a lot more fun.
The Italian's name is Capone.
Nice. Well, what's Scottish food? I mean, I can't think of any besides like fish and chips, but that's more English.
That's Irish.
So I don't know. What does Scots eat?
Anything they want.
I mean, I guess. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, there's not. I mean, I think of like a Scottish ale or something, but when it comes to food, I don't know. It's a good. What's a? I mean, I can think of like some Appalachian foods that has Scottish heritage. I'm sure, but
yeah,
I don't know.
A lot of fish.
I mean, it makes sense. You're on an island, but you're also in the mountains.
Well,
probably a lot of lamb. I mean, they've got a lot of sheep up there.
Let's see here. We've not ever, they did one time, and I did try it. Was blood
haggis.
sausage.
Oh,
haggis,
yeah.
And I didn't really care for it. But you know what? I did try it.
Y'all did that for breakfast, wasn't it?
Yeah, one
That's
time.
when I had it. Yeah, because I think that was one of the breakfasts I made too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Well, I don't know.
Stovies. I don't know what that is.
Good to know.
Lamb and taters.
I figured. Yeah, that makes sense.
I forgot all about this now. Now, you think, all you Angus people out there, that's where the Angus beef come from, is Scotland.
Yep.
Aberdeen.
Yep. Yeah, Angus is good. I don't know. I'm not sold that it's the best.
It is.
You think so?
Yeah. Haddock is a big meal for the Scots, which we've did fish and chips before.
There you go.
And the closest we can get to haddock's flounder. We've done several flounder.
Well,
salmon. They have salmon, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They have lobsters, small lobsters up there. And desserts.
And ale.
Ale, yeah.
And
I used to brew a Scottish ale that I really loved.
Scottish ales. There you go. All right. Well,
let's go back.
Anyway, all right, let's get back to all about home construction now that we've talked about the food. And but again, don't forget breakfast going on at the VFW this morning, so head on over there. But okay, so talking a little bit about winterizing tips for your house. What about this one? When I don't want to stick with plumbing forever, but keep the cabinet doors open just so that the warm 55-degree air can go in. That way, if the power does go off, you get a little air circulating still.
Yep. And something else that most people miss when they leave their homes, and nobody ever thinks about it, but rodents are a big problem in the wintertime. Right. All right. So it's best if you look on Amazon site or go to Lowe's or go to Home Depot and get these boxes, not necessarily rat boxes, but mice boxes, and put it around your house. Yeah. That will keep them from entering. Yeah. And that's a big one. I remember everybody used to put pellets out for them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the pellets work too, but it doesn't work on the parents.
Right. It's when they take it back to the nest.
Yep. Because they'll take it back to the nest, and everybody in the nest eats it, but the parents don't eat it.
Yep.
And that's the reason they created the boxes, because cats, dogs can't get it.
Right. Makes
and yes, they will kill your animals if they eat too many of them.
Right.
I know that for a fact.
All right. So moving on a little bit, cleaning out your fridge and your freezer, turning it off or leaving it on, because there's a little bit of both thoughts on this one.
I truly think that you ought to take everything out of your refrigerator and leave your doors open, your freezer open.
That's sort of the what most people say. But they said if you do leave it running, to have something like bottles of water in there or something, so that it keeps that efficiency. Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to cycle so fast.
Yeah.
So so if you do keep it running, but yeah, I'm with you. Unplugging it and opening the doors is going to keep it smelling better. And
well, if you're going to leave your temperature on 50 degrees, you want to save all the energy you can.
Right.
And that's the reason you want to cycle stuff down.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything, if you do give, if you do have lights and things on, put them on timers, which isn't a bad thing too, to kind of give the house a lived-in look.
Area. Yeah, I agree with
I think that's a little easier these days with electronic stuff, with smart homes and stuff, because you can control those from your phones. Maybe turn on various lights at different times and things like that.
Well, we got the Cow One house. We had a camera system put in.
Right.
All right. Also, their furnace is computerized. That was in 2008.
That's cool.
So that if they can monitor their heat from their house in Raleigh.
I love it.
So what they'll do is in the summertime, they'll turn the air conditioner down. Mm-hmm. In the wintertime, they'll turn their heat up before they come up.
I remember years ago, early 2000s, the first time I saw the blinds, the electronic.
Yeah, we did a show
blinds.
on that.
Yeah, I remember seeing my first one of those, and the homeowner's like, "Oh, look, I can be in Raleigh." I think he was from Raleigh. He's like, "I can be in Raleigh," and toot toot toot, and it just, all the windows open up.
Yeah,
it's just the coolest. So. But timers for lights, if you don't have electronic, or if you don't have a smart technology, just a timer works, just to kind of jump, again, you're making it look like it's lived in, and that's more of a theft kind of thing.
Correct.
Your security and safety. Look at getting some of those cameras, especially if you're going to be gone for a long time, and something that you can kind of monitor their house yourself, and again, hire a neighbor, hire a caretaker to stop by periodically and check, and actually walk inside the house. Make sure that maybe the heat messed up or kicked off or something. Just kind of take it. Not even a lot of work, but just walk through the house.
Yeah, I'm actually experimenting with a little $99 camera system right now.
Nice.
That is solar powered.
Cool.
And because of things, my tools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And but you have to leave your electricity on for your internet.
Right.
And
yeah, that's true. That would be one thing that you would need to leave on if you have a smart technology or any kind of security cameras.
And see, 2 years ago I bought a little one that I can actually scan and move around.
Yeah.
And every now and then it'll mess up, and when it only detects humans, it does not detect animals, but the siren will come on, and then it's loud.
That's cool.
And Deb's going, that is waking us up at night.
Right.
And I'm going, I can't tell you why it changed. But you'll walk up and it has a red and blue light.
Bing, bing, bing,
in it,
right.
Because it's showing it's detecting you.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. So, winterizing fireplaces and chimneys. What's your thoughts? Closing up the dampers and
close the damper. Matter of fact, I watched this old house in the early '90s, and they had a damper that went all the way on the top of your chimney.
Yeah, that pulls down.
And pulled down, spring loaded. And when I first talked to somebody about that, they thought I was crazy because it took 10 years before we could get it up here.
Yep.
But then that way you didn't have to worry about your chimney. The major damper in your chimney, you could just pull that chain down and shut the top off. So now as that chimney cools down, it will the air won't be cold.
Right. Yeah. All right, we'll take another break. We'll come right back right after this. That's right. All about home construction for you. Those listening on the radio, that bumper music, that's a good ska song, which is, close to Rasta music. It's the predecessor.
Rastaman.
So I don't know. I just dawned on me there. See, I am an educated man when it comes to music. It's not quite time for the show to be over. We got a couple more minutes here. But anyway, all about home construction here on WATA. And again, thanks to all of our listeners out there and all the people who, hang out for the show. We appreciate you out here. And doing what you do and listen to us. So it means a lot. It means a lot. But
yes, we do, because it blew my mind. We were third last week.
We're rolling back up in the world of podcasting. And, those that want to support us, too, we appreciate that. And when you listen to the podcast, there's ways that you can be supporting members of the
one
fan
thing we've
club.
not talked about, we had Watauga Heat and Air on,
right?
Which, Watauga Heat's retired.
Mm-hmm.
But making sure you do your furnace, or like in August, have service done
Before
the winter time.
Before winter. That's not just for those leaving. That's for everybody.
Yeah. A lot of the oil tanks, the people that burn oil need to have their nozzles changed out, filters changed.
Yep. Good point. Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that was mentioned here on my list was reviewing the insurance, because some insurance may not cover vacant homes or like winter damages because your home was left vacant. I don't know if that's all policies. I don't know how. I'm not an insurance guy, but it may be something to look at if you know you're going to be gone for a few months. And that is, again, just checking the insurance, reviewing it just to make sure it's going to be covered, because I could see that neglect side of things coming into play. You didn't turn the water off. That's why we have such a leak. Well, yeah, because I wasn't there to know it. So I think that would be a good one to think about too.
And after the stuff I went through for the last 2 months in insurance, I've been turned down because I got solar panels on my roof. I've been turned down because of a metal roof. Had another company dropped, and I'm going, what?
I don't understand why the metal roofing.
Well, a lot of states don't like metal roof because they blow off.
Right.
Because when I was in Oklahoma, everybody's got shingles. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that they're going to have to replace their roof every other year, regardless, because of the hurricanes, or not hurricanes, but tornadoes. Well, a lot of the roofs that put on with metal roofs are on OSB, and they use the number 9 or number 10 screw, and they won't work. Okay, they become a driller. They're not a screw.
Right.
And so, to give you a good example, we've been back and looked at mobile homes, double wide trailers with metal roofs on them.
Right.
That's OSB.
Yeah.
All right. You'll have to go back in a period of 5 to 10 years and replace the screws. You go back with the number 14 screw, which is quite expensive, but it will never fail.
Right.
You can't strip them out when you go through OSB because the threads are wider.
Right.
It compacts the fibers of the OSB. Now, we have put 5/8 OSB. When we're going to put metal on OSB, we go to 5/8.
Okay.
Because something about the 5/8 OSB is denser. The fibers are.
Mm-hmm.
So,
good to know. Yeah. But, okay, so the last thing, I guess, on my list that I wanted to ask you about, this goes back to the freezing, because ultimately that's the biggest damage, right, is pipes and water.
Correct.
On a winterized house. Smart sensors. What's your thoughts on the smart sensors that you can put on pipes and things like that?
I've never been around them. I mean, we have them installed today.
Right.
But in my house, I don't have them because they don't ever turn the heat on.
Right.
And
I just was curious. I didn't know if they were worth anything or not.
I don't know. That's something we might have to look into because.
So I've thought about it before on just a not for winterizing, but just hot water tank leak.
But see, it's not going to do you any good if you got a sensor and you don't have anybody that's able to get in your house and cut your water off.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying before, though. Ask a neighbor or a caretaker.
One of the last things on my list is considered a house setter, that somebody can keep an eye on your house.
And then that's the big key, is, well, not just for security, but again, making sure that things aren't happening. A limb falling on the roof or something, right?
Yeah,
has caused some damage. Things like that. Because we always get these winter storms. So if you have some trees and stuff, maybe a branch will fall down, and if a caretaker or a neighbor, somebody can see that, they make it fix it before it becomes a large problem.
Correct.
You know,
and then
whereas
put a
if you just come back-
dehumidifier in
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. Dehumidifier is a big one. Yeah.
You know, another one here. Clean your gutters before you leave.
Yes.
You know, here's showing a guy with a shovel knocking down the icicles off your house because you know
The
we've
gutters
all
are
heard
full and overflow.
we've always heard of ice dams.
Yeah.
You know, ice dams are a big thing up north,
Right.
but the code has addressed them in North Carolina because it's happening here now.
God.
And that's the reason they want you to put the weather shield and drip edge on. If you don't have drip edge on your house and you put gutters on it, you're going to eventually allow water to get in your house if you don't clean your gutters.
Right. Makes sense.
We had a job that we went and looked at, and the lady couldn't understand why her soffits were black. And for mold. Brand new house, but it had been sitting there 4 years before it sold.
Right.
But every gutter on the house was full of leaves. And every gutter was up against the bottom of the shingles.
Yep. Makes a difference, doesn't it? Holds that water.
Yeah, that's what the drip edge is for, is to stop that
Keep
water from backing into your soffit.
Keep it away from
face
the
force.
house. That's it. Well, cool stuff. All right. Well, hopefully that helps some people out. Thanks for listening to us, and get on to the VFW. They're still over there. If you're listening to us on Saturday morning.
Say, yeah, Rastaman.
That's it. All right. Well, Randy, have fun, man. Enjoy, App State game today. Lots of traffic.
I'm going to go to car show, Three Forks Church.
That's right. Three Forks car show this morning. Go get you a nice. Are you driving a car?
No.
You're just going to go look.
Just look.
All right. Well, good stuff. All right. All about home construction. Thanks for listening to us, and we'll talk to you next time. See you later, Randy.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to All About Home Construction. We air every week on Saturday mornings on WATA in Boone. Please like this podcast, comment, share it. Hey, let everybody know where you found it. Thanks for listening.